Alright guys, so this is part two from the time when I got robbed at 8 months pregnant. So, and this should be the last part because I was like really getting to the end of it. But so I stopped at where it was like, I called my mom. I was telling her like we're Ronnie's house. Ronnie's house. I kept telling her, but it wasn't Ronnie's building. Remember, it was Ronnie's building next. Ronnie's building was next door to where he had took us at. So when we get my mom on the phone, tell her where we at. My mom is on the phone with the police as I'm on the phone with my mom. The police got there, no lie, in maybe like 2 minutes, right? So my mom is like, you could go downstairs, but I'm like, I'm too scared. I don't want to go downstairs. So then we hear them. I don't know. They got in the building. We hear them. They telling us like, oh, we could come downstairs. So when we go downstairs. Mind you, I'm 8 months pregnant, so I ain't getting downstairs really quickly, and I ain't in no rush to get downstairs. It's like it was like a real fear. I don't know if anyone have ever been put in that predicament, but it was like mentally, my mind was still saying like you're in danger, but even like just having the police there, it was scary. So the police got there. We waited because my mom was on her way as well. So then we get in the car. Then they have me sitting in the car, wait for my mom to get there, and then we are like circulating the area. So they want to see like if we could point them out, if we see him anywhere still in the area. So we didn't. We didn't see him in the area anywhere. So then they took us to the precinct. They take us to the precinct. They got us looking through like these books. So like if you've been arrested before, your picture is like inside of this book that they have inside of the precinct, and it's like going through all of these pictures. I'm telling you guys, we sat there for hours going through these pictures trying to see. Now, here was the thing though. When you go through something like that, it's weird because like your mind don't really, I don't want to say like don't really remember, but it's like you don't remember things the same. So what I mean when I say that is like when they was asking us questions, right? Like, oh, what was he wearing? What did he? I remember that he had on blue, but Darrell remembered that he had on black, or it was like the opposite. I remember that he had on black, but Darrell remembered that he had on blue. I remember though it was like we could not remember what he was exactly wearing. I remember like he was tall. I remember he was like a husky, not fat but like built. I couldn't ever. I just kept remember him saying like, "Oh, I did 20 years. Like I'm not afraid to kill you. I'm not afraid to kill you." That stuck out. Like the tone of his voice, the way how aggressive he was speaking. But it was like those were the things that were sticking out to me. But the facial expressions that he was making, those things were sticking out to me. I didn't like, it's like I wasn't focused on the clothes. I know that the clothes was dark colored. That I do know. I remember the building, him taking us into the building. I remember the story that he said to us of why we are going inside of this building. And it was just ultimately scary, especially being pregnant. Like 8 months pregnant, being 8 months pregnant, carrying life, and you have someone just threatening to take your life, and it's just like or you feel at any given moment your life could be done. So that was the end of that. The police, we never, I don't know, they never reached out. They never said like, oh, he was caught, he was found. It did say like, if we find him, do we want to press charges? It did ask questions like that. But to this day, I don't know if that man was ever found. And I really just hope and pray that he was, and that no one else, especially no other pregnant woman, was ever put in that predicament. Like it was like that was tough. That was a tough situation to go through. And it was like it was also it was also kind of just like, how can somebody do this to like a pregnant woman? I like unbelievable. That's the word that I was looking for. Like I couldn't believe that someone could be such cold, like you, and evil to a pregnant woman. And I didn't return back to that school. I stopped going, and I transferred my school. Darrell also, not for that situation. Darrell was just ready to leave Mega Evers, but we both transferred out of that school, and ever since then, I just never been back over there. I had no desire to want to go over there, and to me, it was a lot of fear. It was a lot of anxiety. So I was just like, I just stayed from over there. And what's even more crazy is like when it happened, I didn't have the desire to like speak on it, and like Ronnie knew because I had to call her for her address, and like a few of my other close friends knew what I had experienced, but it wasn't something that I like shared with everyone. One, because it was a really scary situation, and it was just something that it was like I didn't even know how to speak about it. I didn't know how to tell people about it. Like if you was in my family and you was around me and you knew, it was it was just scary. It was very, very scary. If you guys have ever been through like a traumatic situation, not even a situation like that, but just anything traumatic, it's just like you really don't know how to just like come out and just say like, hey, like this is what happened, because it's really not even like a story that you just want to just go around and just telling, oh, this happened to me, that because it's not a good experience. So it's just like you kind of just want to put it in the subconscious and just don't ever have to think about it again. And that's pretty much what I did. But I'm sharing my story with you guys. So that's the end of that. I pray for all of you guys. I hope that none of you, your family, your friends, nobody ever, 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 ever experience anything like that, because it is not a good feeling. All right.